that.
They're all phallic.
I mean, there's
called-
a certain thing to be said about function and
aerodynamics and
aerodynamics, and it's not our fault in order to help facilitate penetration of a medium without undue friction that all things are phallic shaped. Rather, we should say the phallic shape is aerodynamic.
You're right.
I really do hope you're not recording this, Rob.
I am.
I kind of hope she is.
By the way, her mic is muted, but I think
Hold on. There we go. There we go. Yes, I am recording this.
Yes.
No, delete that.
You do not delete that. If I'm ever in a bad mood, I'll just need to listen to that and laugh. I mean, you're not wrong. You're correct. It's just the ridiculousness of penises and aerodynamicness.
I love how this is a topic now. Oh, yes, I forgot to add windows. Never mind. There are technically windows here as well. I'll add them later. Alright, do we know anything about Juggy?
I hadn't heard.
That's fine. We'll wait until either Juggy shows up or Serafina gets home.
Didn't Dougie say something last week or the week before about having problems this week or next week?
Oh, yes, that's right. He said he wasn't going to be here.
Well, this we knew would happen at some point.
Yeah. Be right back while I go get fetched a recycling bin, but after that we'll get started.
I just don't remember when he said.
Have you guys ever sneezed so hard that you shit yourself?
I've sharded myself, but not a full out poo.
Full release.
But I had a fever at a time, so it was not a good time for me.
It's natural. If it happened, it's meant to happen.
I just kind of went, ugh. And I was feeling shitty. And you know when you get the fever and it's like no matter what you do, you're shivering? It was like that. I had to take a really hot shower, then I went back to bed for like a week.
Did you wash your clothes?
Oh, I changed them and, you know.
I hope you're all right.
Yeah, I mean, that was then. I haven't done it currently.
No, Zyra, Thera, I hope you're right. All right.
Oh, yeah, did you just do that?
I was just asking for a friend.
Oh, yeah, for a friend.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Unrelated.
We've never done that before. Unnatural.
No,
Sneeze.
it was most unfortunate, but I'm ready to play now.
I don't even want to know. Alright, so does anyone want to recap where we last left off?
I was dealing with your snotty snipers.
Hey, elves, man. Elves. Just because they live longer than everyone, they think they're better. Or maybe it's because they live longer than everyone, they're better. Let me bring up my notes from somewhere.
Tonight's beer is the Duck Rabbit Milk Stout.
Nice.
Okay, why can't I find my notes? Why am I... Oh, wait. Yeah, never mind.
You're right here if you want to say.
By the way, thank you again for the OneDrive notes. Extremely
Yeah.
useful.
Thank you, Robin.
Yeah, it's super neat. I need to add my stuff, but
Yeah, I got distracted the other day. A friend came over to finish making up his 5th edition character for my RL game. So I'm only like 10 minutes into the video for last week or the week before.
did you guys all watch last night's Game of Thrones?
I do not have cable, so I do not watch Game of Thrones.
I don't watch Game of Thrones either. I'm personally waiting for the Defenders to come out.
3 days.
Yep.
I did watch Game of Thrones and last week's Game of Thrones as well. That was awesome.
Yeah, last week's was really... That's the one people have been waiting for forever.
3 more days.
Yeah, I actually renewed my Netflix last night because of the Defenders. And did you see Del Toro's new movie coming out called Shape of Water?
No.
He hasn't announced it, but I'm pretty sure it's like the prequel for Abe Sapien from Hellboy.
All right. So should we get started?
Yes.
All right. So to recap, you guys were approached by, well, not approached. Thalia received a magical sending message in her head from someone ostensibly associated with Lord Alexander of House Alexandria. He approached you guys about a task that he wishes you to carry out because of your familiarity with the subject matter. He sent you to an airship, a military airship, tasked by him to heading north towards past Winterhold with a layover at Winterhold to restock on supplies and etc. before heading directly to the Shattered Peaks, a series of floating islands / mountains orbiting a magical maelstrom near the north pole of the plane. He sent you there because he is concerned that that another such of the artifacts that you previously recovered for him could be endangered, as the box in the possession of the Guardian at the peak at the summit of Shattered Peaks is the most ostensibly visible. The box is the most the Guardian there is the most. No, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. The box there is the most vulnerable. I should say. However, it is safe in a way that only once per year at a particular time in about a 3 or 4 day window can the summit be accessed. Not really on foot, but scalable. You were told that the floating islands orbit in such a way that once per year during this 3-day interval, a series of islands kind of line up in such a way that someone who's quick enough and prepared enough can make their way to the summit. And it's seen as somewhat of a religious pilgrimage to certain worshippers, especially of Eos, for the summit is known to be one of the holy sites of Eos. You've set out with the knowledge that the equinox, which is the date where the path lines up, is roughly in about 2.5 weeks time to 3 weeks time, and the trip there will take you just over 2 weeks. So it'll take you just under 2 weeks to get to Winterhold, which you're laying over at for a couple of days, and then it'll take you about 2 or 3 days to get to the Shattered Peaks. And you boarded the ship and you headed out. You guys met a halfling, a super swole halfling named Pippin. You met a shit. I don't remember the lieutenant's name.
Whitmore or Whitemore? Wilmore.
Whitmore, yeah.
Wilmore.
Wilmore. Yes, correct. Lieutenant Wilmore. Wow, I should have. I don't know why I didn't write this down. Right, and you also met the captain of the ship, although you guys never asked his name and no one ever gave you his name. They just saluted him and called him captain. Now, Lieutenant Wilmore is a dragoon lieutenant. He's in charge of essentially the Marines that are on board. Now, as far as you understand, and after spending about a day just familiarizing yourself with the layout of the ship, actually, I believe, Milo, you got up to some shenanigans, didn't you?
Yes, I turned invisible and was walking. Now that we have a map here, I was walking towards the front of the ship.
So this current map, which is the reason why I said it's not quite done, only represents the very topmost deck of the ship. So there are 2 more levels below that, mid deck and the lower decks. I previously described what you found at the front of the ship at the lower decks. So the 3rd level down, the very bottom level.
Okay, and yeah, so I would make my way. I think what I said was I was going to make my way towards then the starboard side, and then make my way to aft.
So you pass your way over what's clearly a series of crew quarters and other engineering spaces until you reach a large set of sealed doors at the end, near the bow of the ship. I think it's the bow. Aft? Bow? Which way is the end of the rear end of the ship?
The bow is the front, and the aft or stern is the back.
Okay, so near the stern of the ship, nearing about here, actually about here, you reach a set of cross corridors. So the corridors are similar to this, that there are 2 corridors, one on each side of the ship, and then there's a cross corridor that heads basically connects them both. And then in the center of the cross corridor is a large one of these large kind of like airlock doors. Not so much that it's an airlock, but it's designed to be like pressure sealed. And this one is a little bit larger than the rest of them. It's like, whereas the other ones are like 2 or 3 feet across. Like it's a tad uncomfortable for Obadiah. Like Obadiah has to take care to go through some of these hatches, but this one is like, it's clearly built to take heavy traffic when it's open, but it's currently closed.
I know that feeling. I've worked on many Navy ships, and it is crowded.
So if it's crowded, people are going in and out, so I won't have problems opening the door and there not being anybody there. I don't want to make it obvious.
Yeah, there are crewmen about. There's like a couple of on the corner. That's within eyesight of this gate, this door. If it were to suddenly open by itself, you're pretty sure they might notice. They look pretty engaged in their conversation. Oh, there's a sign. It says loading bay and then underneath someone has used some sort of marker and drawn in quite nice cursive marine country, stay out.
So I'll wait until. So if I'm in this with these people, I want to listen in to some conversations. At most, I have an hour, and I don't know how much time has passed.
Okay.
But the spell only lasts that long, so I want to be back in my room long before that. But I'd like to listen to conversations that are going on, in particular if they're about our destination or about us.
Okay. Yeah, you listen to a couple of crewmen talking, and it's mostly about ship duty stuff, but you do catch the snippet of conversation about one crewman asking another crewman, why Winterhold? It's not up there, but Delvers. Oh, sorry, not Delvers. Not up there, but divers and pirates. And so it's like, it's not the pirates I'm worried about; it's the blasted cold. Some of the ballasts are act to seize up and freeze when the temperature drops below sub-zero. And then the other sailor says, well, you best not hope that happens, because we might end up in the drink. And another sailor, like, it's a part of a 3-part conversation, and the third sailor says, don't you worry, this thing is designed for both sky and sea. You just hope that it sets down nicely, for it's not designed for falling into the sea.
Milo doesn't laugh out loud like that. But yeah, so after listening to them for a little bit, I continue to try to make my way towards the back of the ship.
Okay, so yeah, eventually they move off and leave the door unobserved. Would you like to open it?
Does there appear? Well, I won't know if there's anybody on the other side of it. I suppose when they leave.
I suppose you could listen at the door.
Yeah, when they leave, do I see anybody on the opposite side of it?
You cannot see through this door. This door does not have a view slit in it.
Oh, but when they did, they left through a different door, and now I'm.
Oh, so they were on your side of the partition, and they were just standing in the hallway, basically having a conversation before they moved off to go about their duties. No one has passed in and out of this door since the 5 or 6 minutes that you've been here.
All right. What seems to activate the door? Like a button or a sensor?
It's a large turning wheel. It's about.
Oh, so it's very deliberate.
Opening
the doors.
Yeah, it's like one of those. One of those submarine doors, basically, with the wheel to turn to crank it open.
Old school. Yeah.
If you want to listen at the door to see if you can hear someone through the door, that would be a perception check. But otherwise,
I'll roll that just to see, because I won't make it so obvious. Give me a moment. I gotta switch computers. This one is slow. Sorry, it's taking forever to open the sheet.
no worries. Yeah, I've noticed spellcaster sheets take ages to open. Do you know your perception modifier?
Yeah, I think his wisdom's there's no modifier, so I tried to open up the dice and it won't let me do that. Oh wait, I got it. Hold on. There you go. Beautiful.
Nice. So yeah, you place your ear against the loading bay door / marine country. However, the only thing that you hear is the loud, well, not really loud, but the audible through the door, the vibration of some sort of machinery that seems to be directly overhead, in the deck above you, in whatever space is there, whatever occupies that space in the mid decks.
Yeah, so I'm not going to open that door. I'm going to go back the way I came, if that's the only way to go south.
So you have a few options. Near you are some path, some basically ladder / staircases heading upwards to mid deck. But if you were to try and get back to your rooms going by the route that you came from, you know that there is a series of basically ladder stairs near the front of the ship that's pretty near to your rooms as well. In fact, these lead down to the mid decks. If you can see me pointing at them. These little diagonal ones, plus this one as well, leads down to the mid decks.
Oh, okay, I see them. I'll head towards one of the staircases that will lead up to the next level, where I'm hearing the loud sounds, anticipating some kind of machinery or propulsion.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty obvious where the sound is coming from. Near the rear of the room, near the rear of the ship, there is a sealed door, similar to the one downstairs, but it's smaller. It's not as big. It's a standard size, like 2.5 feet wide door. Blazoned above it, it says engineering. Directly to your, so that's facing the rear of the ship. I assume you're like on this side of the ship, basically. I'll ping you. In fact, I'll drag your token. Just ignore the placement of everything down here. I'll kind of explain to you. Actually, I'll draw it. I can doodle on top of this. So near the rear end of the ship, there's a section with a door that says engineering, and then the sound that you're coming from mostly comes from. There's two distinct sets of sound. There's some sort of like a machinery sound, like chugging and whirring, coming from behind the store, quite loudly. And then there is actually, sorry, my bad. Engineering is like this. My bad. The door and then there's a section down here, called sales storage, SAIL. Engineering is kind of like this, and then there's some sort of space up here with doors that say ship core, and then beside it it says restricted area. And from there, in fact, I don't even have to make you roll it. You detect a faint vibration, the telltale vibration, an aura of some sort of powerful magics at work from beyond the chamber at the ship's core.
Do I get a sense that this is warded in any way, or is I would look at that first, even before I checked if it was locked.
The ship's core room?
Yep.
Okay. Roll me an Arcana check.
Would I get my my bonus with that for my gnome background?
Let me look it up. Gnome bonus. What's it specifically for?
Here, I'll ping it in just a second. My page crashed again. This would be the I think it's
Artificer's lore?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, this isn't a history check. This is an arcana check.
Okay, let me.
I believe your arcana is a +7.
Yeah, I think it is. And my computer completely locked up. Give me a minute. I'm hopping up on the laptop while the PC is just old as shit. So give me 1 second.
Sounds like you need an upgrade.
I did the laptop, but somebody had it, and now I finally got it back.
I will say the hallway that you're standing in at the moment has a distinct chill about it emanating from the walls. As well from the direction of pointing west and north. There's a very peculiar dampening of sounds, like as if like there's some sort of baffle on the other side that's absorbing a lot of just the ambient sound of a warship at work.
Otherwise, it'd be rattling the whole ship, I anticipate.
Yeah, I mean, there's just boots, ringing, and people working on various things and machinery and piping and various conduits. It's not exactly a quiet endeavor. But from that direction, it is quiet for some reason. Also cold, chilly.
Sorry. 1 second.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You detect it's obviously warded. Like quite obviously. You can see trace outlines of the edges of some sort of ward on the edges of the door. The exact nature of the ward is unknown to you. And as you look closer at the various filigrees and faint trace outlines of whatever spell work was used to ward this, it quickly becomes apparent to you that this is warding spells probably out of your current proficiency. Like, you don't even know what this is. Basically, what I'm saying is it's warded with an effect that is something higher level than you can currently even remotely cast.
Makes sense. Wouldn't want the whole ship to come down, especially something magical like this.
Actually, what level spells can you cast?
3rd.
Okay. Yeah. It is something that you would expect one of the senior Arcanum college academy mages would have spent probably a month working on. It's that kind of intricacy.
Makes sense. So he'll have to ask for like a tour or something like that, do it the legitimate way. I think he's gonna make his way up to the same level that the rooms were on.
Okay, that's the top level. Okay, yeah. No one makes any comment as you come up literally from this staircase, the staircase that you're right beside. Directly ahead of you, you can see another set of staircase leading up to what's obviously the mess hall. You can hear sounds of someone laughing, and you can detect the aroma of food. Although the food smell is also coming from this door here, which you probably, which actually there's a painted sign outside that says galley. Near the south, there is actually a Marine on guard. He's standing in front of a door, basically just at attention. And you know that direction is the captain's quarters. And almost directly in front of you, adjacent, is the door to the wardroom. To head back to your rooms, you would need to go north. Well, north in the direction of the ship. I suppose the ship is heading north anyway as well, so heading north, yeah.
Yeah, I head there. I make my way up there. Listen, just keeping an eye out for anything unusual, any conversations like the one I listened to with the Marines.
Okay. So it wasn't Marines who were having that conversation, it was sailors. You haven't really seen that many signs of Marines. It appears that most of them are hauled up in quote unquote Marine country or the loading bay.
Okay.
So yeah, you get back to your room. What has Obadiah, Thalia, and Seraphina been doing during this time? This would be in the first probably first or second day that you guys have been on board.
I think Obi was talking with the gunnists.
Yep.
Yep, that's right.
Thalia would probably be asking probably one of the more experienced hands if what Winterhold sells for gear-wise.
Well, Winterhold, they would have a myriad of responses, but largely you gather that Winterhold is the largest city. It's called the Jewel of the North. It is a domed city in the sense of a dome, but it's not. So it's built into the side of a glacier, and it is a dome city, as in it is technically under the glacier, and in kind of the way an igloo is under the snow. And it is kept warm and fed by two streams that appear to come from some sort of like hot springs, basically. So it's kind of the inverse. The water in Winterhold is warm, whereas the air above is cold. And it is a port city. The only reason why Winterhold exists is because nearby to Winterhold, are the Stygian depths, a series of underwater plateaus and ravines, famed for their aetherium deposits, which bubble up to the surface. Aetherium, you know, although you don't typically use aetherium in the city, it's essentially a high octane magical fuel once processed. And in fact, the ship that you're on is largely powered by aetherium. So they tell you that it is basically one of the key processing points for aetherium mining and refining. As for what it sells, generally gear to do with cold climate. There is a healthy trade on whale meat as well as whale products, because that's a thing. They haven't gone extinct yet. They do tell you, however, that if you do plan on going ashore, you should never travel alone in Winterhold, as the rough conditions and the rough climate of the area leads people there to be of the rough and ready sort, of the less savory and less civilized, if you will. You're not sure what they mean by that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She'd ask about magical gear too. Do they sell magical gear or not?
Most of the people that you ask won't know. Mostly because simply as sailors they don't make enough gold to be able to afford magic gear. And the one like ensign that you corner, for lack of a better word, tells you that well, I don't know, Winterhold is pretty small compared to Helios. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still bigger than anything for miles around, but I'm not sure about a magic store. I've never seen one there.
Okay. I should just spend the rest of the time, basically just being nosy, exploring, sticking her nose in places she probably shouldn't be.
Okay.
But otherwise, she'd keep out of trouble.
By sticking your nose in places you shouldn't be, what kind of places?
Well, not like private rooms or locked rooms. She'd probably, like the kitchen or the galley, she'd probably poke her nose in there. Probably get in the way of the cooks, but not.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So, weirdly enough, the cook, everyone calls her Cook. For whatever reason. When you ask her what her name is, she just says, "Call me Cook." But yeah, she's a bit of a terror. She has 4 assistants, and they appear to be sailors who are not specialized, but like have been drafted into the work. And she rules the kitchen, rules the galley with an iron skillet.
Does she have an Irish accent?
Maybe, yes, maybe. As for the various other places that you get shooed out of, there is a sick bay. The sick bay contains a halfling, an elderly halfling. Shit. Notes. Well, the name is unimportant. I won't go through the names unless you guys ask me. But for now, you can just call him Doc. Mostly, he's been treating like not really seasickness. Is it air sickness? I don't know. What would you call
sickness?
it? Motion sickness. Yeah.
Jet lag.
And a couple of crewmen have dropped something on their legs or on their hands or something. There's various amounts of like on a warship such as this, there's various amounts of heavy object that the ship might take an unexpected dip in one direction or another, and someone who's careless might lose their footing and drop something. And so, yeah, nothing serious, nothing life-threatening, but just dealing with nuisance cases. And he kind of shoos you out of there. Are you sick? No? Well, get out. As for the upper decks, especially the operations center and the bridge, the captain and the XO tolerates your presence. Kind of like just don't touch anything and don't get in the way, but you can, have a view. They're understanding that this is your first time on an airship, and it's quite a sight to behold, drifting, hundreds of feet up above the ocean, with a line of sight for for miles around. Actually, I don't know. At 500 feet up, how How far could you be able to see? I don't know.
Depends how cloudy it is, I guess.
Yeah, but 27 miles is what this tells me. But yeah, well, regardless of that trivia, yeah, for the first week or so, I believe Obadiah, you you wanted to manufacture some bullets, yes?
Yeah, I wanted to make the 100 I had the rounds for, which I think I already did. And I'm really just hanging out with the Sharpies,
Right.
talking shop.
So actually, whereas Milo didn't like try and break into marine country, you in fact spend some of your time, and Milo can come along if he wants as well, in the loading in the loading bay, which actually somewhat halves between the loading bay and the marine barracks, and plus kind of like maintenance area. You do see that in the loading bay, secured to, like, basically they've got essentially rigging attached to the ceiling and the floor, tying down 3 of those steam dragoons that you saw being walked onto the ship when you guys first arrived. And you do in fact see that working on them are the 3 halflings that Thalia that you saw in that tavern. Yeah. And in fact, they do actually have a workshop / machine shop space that you can use to work on your weapons and such. So yeah, you can make your 100 bullets if you wish.
All right. And after much thought, I am going to turn my hunting shotgun into a beanbag thing. So I know I can't do it now. I don't have the mats nor the gold, but I might start tinkering with it.
If you have the gold, or if someone can supply you the gold, the quartermaster is willing to spare you the various materials and bits and pieces required from the ship's part stocks to make that conversion. And in fact, there's some machinery here that is much better than the stuff that you had in your workshop at the observatory. There's like lathes and other types of machinery. In fact, you could theoretically like lathe out your own barrel here on the ship, whereas back in Helios, you pretty much had to go and buy it or go visit Battlestone, who has a similar setup.
It just depends how much it costs to turn the hunting shotgun from the double barrel to a single barrel. Probably not, because I only have 20 gold because I bought the Ring of Jumping.
Yeah, I seem to recall that modifications cost like half a quarter of the weapon's value.
That's fine then. I doubt I'll need it for this. It's just I'll start drawing schematics up for it.
You get a few weird looks when you mention turning it into a non-lethal weapon.
Yeah, I know. It's something. It's something part of the toolkit. It's not
yeah.
use, but and I'm like I understand. You just for my profession, it's needed.
Who wants to be the fortune of the? Who wants to be the party's fortune die?
I will.
I don't know. I feel like I've maxed out my good luck rolls recently.
All right, roll me a. Actually, roll me 3 1d100s. Oh, right down the middle. Excellent. Right. So on the third quarter, so on the third 5 day, as you call it. So nearing the end of your trip, rather, as the captain informs, well, the XO actually, the captain, through the week and a bit that you've been on the ship, you've heard the captain say like 4 things to you. Apparently, the captain is a reclusive sort, and he largely doesn't interact directly with the crew or the passengers. His XO does most of the intermediary. Sorry, 1 second.
I'm trying crispy taco potato chips. I managed to get the lettuce flavor in somehow. It's what everybody wants when you eat potato chips, lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm back. Where was I?
The captain's a recluse.
Oh, right. Yeah. So you primarily interacted with the XO, who you learn as Lieutenant Commander Barnon. He's a dwarf, fairly competent, very very self-assured. Basically, whenever the captain says do something, and then the XO basically orders the crew to carry it out. But yeah, the XO, Lieutenant Commander Barnum, says to you that you're about 2 days out from Winterhold, and it's about a week, and you made pretty good time actually. About a week and 2 days into the trip. At one point, there was a bit of a scare. As you guys are passing a chain of what are they called? Archipelagos? Archipelagos, yeah. As you guys were passing a chain of that's a hard word to say.
Chain of islands. A small chain of islands.
Chain of small islands. There was a cloud of something that lifted off from one of the islands, like a large cloud, and started to approach the ship. And as they got closer, there was a call out from the observation tower. Someone shouted out, "Razor beaks! Razor beaks!" And then the captain sounded general quarters, which basically the ships went to their assigned stations and stuff. And in fact, the XO told you guys to basically go back into your room and close the doors. That it's up to you if you responded, if you obeyed his orders.
I ran to the Sharpie unit.
Okay.
I would have not gone to my quarters. I would have been looking at what's going on.
Okay. So one of the Sharpies says, so do you have your do you run back to your room to grab your weapon, or
it's been I just assume I carry my bag of holding with me, and I just pull it out of the bag and run in that direction.
So as they come up onto the quarter deck, the Sharpies and a bunch of Marines come up on the quarter decks. They have with them a bunch of shotgun-looking rifles, except these are long guns. These are almost 2 meters in length. They look like they need to be propped on something and able to fire, but they look like shotguns. And they glance over to you and say, "Captain won't be happy if you put a hole in his boat. Here, grab one of these. You any good at bird hunting?"
Are they giant punt guns?
No, they're breech loaders.
Okay. Yeah, bird hunting's Yeah, I mean, I've been on safari. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's like that, except there are like a million birds, and they have beaks like razors, and they're fond of human flesh. Wow.
Fantastic.
Who isn't?
And I'll grab one.
Yeah. So you post up on the quarterdeck behind these little like slits, behind the armor plating. There's a various commotion as all of like shutters come down over the observation windows. Basically, the entire ship seals up tight. Actually, the captain calls out an order, and you guys actually see the bladders that are holding the 3 bladders that are holding the ship aloft. You can actually see them in blue here, where they're emanating from the ship above, kind of start to deflate and kind of get pulled back into the stowage of the ship. And the ship starts to emanate with this. You can feel it through the 4 plates. This steady rhythmic thrumming. The ship stops to move, like it slows down in its movement, and the sails that drag behind the ship kind of get pulled into the ship, and it begins to take on a more like it turns faster, but it moves much slower, and everything basically locks down tight. And he has you post up at these things, and you guys watch this big swarm of. I don't know if you've ever seen. There's that nature documentary on Discovery and stuff where you see like entire swarms of birds like flying around in synchronized pattern.
That's the Flying V.
No,
Alfred Hitchcock.
I'm talking about like giant
I know.
swarms of birds that like block out the sun.
Yep.
It's like locust swarms, basically. It's like that. But they start to approach the ship, and some of the guns that dangle off the side of the ship get brought to bear. But instead of there is near the front of the ship and near the back of the ship, there is the familiar like blam 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 of like heavy caliber weapons firing from the bottom of the ship. But on the sides of the ship, at the mid decks, there are these 2-barreled, like big barreled, much bigger. Like you would think they're like cannons essentially. But instead of it, launching these like projectiles, like boom, instead they're these rapid puffs, like super fast, like almost one every two or three every second. And there's no explosion, there's no muzzle flash or anything. Instead, it looks like it's spewing steam, puffs of steam, like puffs from a steam engine. But with each puff, you catch the glints here and there of something flying out from something metallic flying out from the barrels, and you just watch as the swarm is approaching to like 100 feet, 80 feet, and each time these big giant barrels puff, something just tears an entire swathe out of the formation, the swarm of birds, and these birds soon after diminished arrive at the ship and start to. It's like being in a corrugated shed and listening to the loudest hailstorm that you've ever heard. It's like that sound. And through the opening ports, the Sharpies and the various Marines start to discharge their long guns, spewing forth these essentially birdshot, but it's actually not birdshot. It's more like needles. This gun is technically what they call a fléché. I think that's how it's pronounced. Am I right?
A Fletcher, something like that.
Yeah, a fléché rifle. Yeah. It's shooting needles, basically. It's shotgun cartridges, but the shotgun cartridges are packed full of needles. They when they're firing in such a way that they're essentially scraping these things off the ship, but the fléchés themselves are they're too small caliber in order to damage the ship. So, and this goes on for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes before the birds reach some sort of state where they have diminished in enough numbers that they kind of break up into 5 or 6 different smaller swarms and flee in all different directions. And soon after that, the bladders come back out of storage, get refilled, the sails come out, and you get underway again as sailors take up harnesses and rigging and make their way out onto the exterior of the ship and begin to laboriously scrub down the exterior of the ship, which is now covered in bird goop.
I'll look over one of the sharpies and go, this gun is amazing.
Yeah, well, its accuracy is not anything to speak of.
Well, you don't aim, you point. It's a cone fire thing. This is great.
Yes. And also, if the other person that you're pointing at has armor worth a damn, these things are next to useless.
Well, in this situation, it was fun.
Yes. Now, I'm pretty sure the quartermaster would like us to secure these, so...
How big are the rounds? Like, they're huge, right?
They are like 30 millimeter shells.
Yep. Oh, I'm not even gonna try to take one. I'll just hand it over.
Yeah. It's I say it's a shotgun, but it's more like a shell gun.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll hand it over and not try anything. Oh, thank you.
Precisely, Perrin. Precisely, Sterlings. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, it's scary shit, man.
Death Sterlings.
But yeah, what were the rest of you doing during all of that, by the way?
Milo just wanted to see what was going on. So it's clear, like, they were trying to attack and damage the ship. Like, what was they were...
You're not entirely sure. They, from what you can see through some of the small observation slits that were in between the armor panels, they seem to just be throwing themselves against the armor panel of the ship. In fact, you probably think that, like, them colliding with the ship did probably more damage all up than the Marines and their flesh egg rifles.
Then when they were hitting the ship, were they trying to dig in, or were they just slamming up against the side?
They largely were slamming up against the side, but they were slamming beak first, and you oftentimes saw that some of the birds, when they slammed into, like, there was a shower of sparks as its beak, like, grated against the plating. You suspect that if this ship was made out of, like, some sort of flimsier material like wood, the birds might have taken the ship apart.
Gaia, glad we're on this.
What was Robin during... what was Thalia doing during that?
Probably nothing. She's probably staying in her room, staying out of the way.
Yeah. That's smart. How about Seraphina?
She's also sitting in there, a little conflicted because she's holding her crossbow, but she figures that everybody that's on hand out there has it covered.
Yeah. They seem to know what they're doing. Arthur, I think, probably goes to the sick bay to see if he can help out with injuries. And yes, there are some injuries, like a couple of razor claws, razor beaks make it through some unsecured window or such and attacked a couple of the crewmen. One has like a nasty gash across the forehead. The other one has a cut, like a hole through his hand. And he heals them up with probably some charges from your spell orb. Yeah, and so a couple of days after that, it takes about a day for them to, clean off the exterior of the ship, get it presentable. You guys arrive.
Anyone? I'd ask if they're edible at all.
Well, we've never tried.
I will try to find one of the ones that got on board and was killed,
Okay.
and kind of look at it and go to cook, and kind of like hand it to her and say, "Can you see what you can do with this?"
She looks at you rather dubiously. Roll me a persuasion check.
See, I'm a safari hunter as well, and I like to eat what I kill. It's not bad for me.
That's not bad. Yeah. She'll look at it dubiously and say, "Well, the beak is as hard as anything. I doubt that's edible. Maybe some kind of a soup."
Oh, like whatever you suggest.
Yeah. Yeah. She'll humor you. And attempt to make some sort of soup out of it. I'm gonna actually you roll something. Roll me a 1d20. Okay.
It's not very good, but I'll eat it anyway.
Uh, Now Razorbeak. Let me think about their origin. Roll me a roll me a Constitution saving throw. Okay, so you have the soup. It tastes okay. There's a little bit. There's a Okay, so there's a metallic taste to it, but it at the same time the metallic taste is also sweet. Like it's got a sweet aftertaste to the metallic flavor of the soup. Would you like to roll me a survival check, and I will give you advantage?
Thank goodness for that.
Okay. Okay. So it occurs to you that you were warned about this by various people in your circles, including Battlestone, who tells you that any single time you taste this specific metallic sweetness, it means that whatever you're eating or drinking might be contaminated with lead, and that you should wash your hands with a little bit more care after working on your various projects.
Fantastic. Okay.
Do you want to continue drinking?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yuck. I would have gone with Obi as well to see the kind of work area, see if he could set up some somewhere he could work on his tinkering.
Yeah. Inside the loading bay, the Marines, although it says Marine countries stay out, it seems to be largely directed towards the scrubs, the Navy personnel. They seem welcoming enough to you. They have their own little subculture, and they seem to hang apart from the Navy crew. But yeah, there's workspace in there for various machinery and machine shops and such.
I think I'd like to work on something that would be useful to them. I'd have to think about what that is. Like I'd look at their gear and stuff. Something simple like I don't know, like a trench shovel that helps has like a pneumatic component that helps them shovel, or some kind of gear that like or like the exoskeleton I developed.
You use the shovel, you press down, you shovel up some dirt, and then you press a button and it throws it over your shoulder.
Something like that. power shovel.
or or it's a shovel. It's just a handle with 3 shovels on the end of it, and the shovels just rotate so that it just
Tiller.
scoops out dirt.
Shovel / trebuchet just launches it in another direction. Probably weigh about 130 pounds.
How about this? Roll me a tinkering check. If you ask the quartermaster and / bosun, one of them will tell you that there are various bits and pieces over the ship that could do with some replacing, and if you're good at the tinkering in the machine shops, you can assist in some of the factoring of various bits and pieces. Yeah, 11 is possible.
I didn't give proficiency on that. That would be a +3.
Okay, yeah, so 14. Yeah, it's not your best work, but hey, you're not making your hobby projects. This is more like drudgery work, mundane work.
Gives a excuse to find out what he was going to find out when he was invisible anyway. Trying
Okay.
to figure out the mechanisms and how this thing works.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So you basically gain access to the engine room and the sales area and some of the pump areas to the atrium bunkers, which were the areas that were cold. But you still are restricted from accessing the core. You've seen. Actually, roll me a perception check. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. So you don't gain access to the core. You've seen various people go in and out of the core, but they seem to be officers of some sort or another. Most of the time, you see them. If you see them elsewhere, they're typically on the bridge.
Okay. And one of the things he would want to look at is those ballasts that he heard somebody saying freeze up. He's just curious about them in general and.
So if you inquire about that more, the ballasts are what they call the bladders that hold the shift aloft, and apparently the material of the ballast are prone to. In freezing cold temperatures, they're prone to splitting if there's a big pressure change all of a sudden. And if it's a splitting, if your ballast splits while it's holding you aloft, that's a bad time.
Agreed. So he's gonna mentally kind of just put that one away. That might be something he can work on at a later date. Maybe it's something to heat the area inside magically or some other means, or maybe it's an inner layer that if the outside fails, it's still got the inside. Or he's gonna think about that. I mean, it might be something he can make some money off of later and help people.
So you will learn from the engineer that the biggest danger of the ballast splitting is not actually leakage or as such. It's that atrium, apparently the processed atrium, is highly combustible when it comes into contact with sunlight. So it's actually exposure to sunlight that's the danger, the primary danger to the ballast bursting.
All right. Yeah. So he's again. I'll just work on that later at some other point, or maybe on the way back. Should we survive?
Okay. So you guys arrive at Winterhold, and I will actually show you the map.
Woohoo!
I hope you like it.
That is a large city.
It's the Death Star.
That's no moon. That's a space
So,
station.
like I said, Winterhold itself is established inside of a glacier, on the edges of a glacier facing the Stygian Depth Sea. It is a port city. It is within a dome with a large, like the dome only reaches up. So there, like I'll explain. There's like a large circular opening, like something like that. You understand?
Yeah.
So basically, the walls curve inwards, but there's a large hole on top. And even from a distance, you guys can see as you are on approach, you can see the like almost like steam or just hot air exiting out through this large hole in the top of this dome city. The city itself is about half a mile. Once you guys the ship edges over the lip of the dome and begins to descend down to a much smaller gantry. This gantry only has 4 slips and it's set up in a cardinal fashion. So instead of having 8 parallel on each side, this one has 1 slip facing each cardinal direction on this little spindle tower that's about 4 stories tall. But as you descend past the lip of the glacier, the glacier walls themselves extend up about 100 feet and have a slight curve inwards for like 300 or 400 feet. Sorry. The glaciers themselves go up 300 or 400 feet and they extend inwards 200 or 300 feet. You find that the city itself is about half a mile in diameter. And even from the air as you land at the gantry, the entire city stinks of that sulfuric hot spring smell. Do you know the smell that I'm describing?
Yep.
Yeah, and you can tell that the stink is emanating from these 2 rivers that flow through the town and empty out into the bay, because the rivers themselves have steam coming off them quite readily.
I have to remind myself not to drink the water.
One of the sailors nearby overhears you say that comment, and he'll reply and say, "Yeah, best stick to ales and wines. Honeymead rum is pretty good here. If you find yourself with the time, you should visit the Flow. It's a tavern right at the peak where the 2 rivers dump into the bay." And he gestures in a westerly direction.
So basically, spot 20.
Yes, actually 20 is active. So I will bring that. I will pop that to the. There you go. All right. So as it's stocked up, the rear bay door opens and you see the EXO having conversation to various factors and other types of busybodies, bureaucrats and such. Lieutenant Wilmore approaches you guys and says, "Well, we'll be here securing provisions and such and refreshing stocks for at least the next day or so. If you want to have a run about town, Winterhold is an interesting place. Just go in a group. Don't walk about on your own. It's my only advice. Return here within." And he like glances down, reaches down to his pocket, pulls out like a pocket watch, basically, like a little brass one. He says, "Well, we've arrived pretty late today. We'll probably need the full day tomorrow. So before noon, the day after. Clear?"
Milo smiles, waves at him.
If you're looking for someplace interesting. He points off towards the east. Winterhold Museum is fairly interesting, and I believe it's housed and run by the Arcanum. If you want, you head further east from that. There's various parade grounds. I know some of the guard here drill there. They got interesting tactics and techniques that they practice here for the harsh climbs. Might be of interest to you. Whatever you do, stay out of the sprawl. And he points out to the southwest. That place ain't nothing but a hive of scum and villainy. Oh, yes. Also, don't go swimming in the northern river. They don't call it the Boil for a reason. If you want to try your hand at bathing in these frigid climes in the open, use the southern river.
Good advice.
I'll look over at Milo and go, so you want to hit up the museum, then check out the parade grounds?
Oh, I like that.
Maybe get one of those whale steaks on the way?
I've never even had whale before in all my years.
Neither have I. It sounds interesting. And I'll look over to Thalia and Seraphita, and even Arthur. You guys can come if you want, but I don't know how interesting it would be.
The museum sounds interesting.
Milo's bringing Ralph with him.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would the museum. If
All right.
wanna head there, then I'd go with the rest of the group.
Okie dokie. Right. So, which are you guys taking the main thoroughfare, heading east, or are you guys going to go? There's like a southeastern gate. You basically have two paths. Go north up to the city square, past City Hall, east, or you could go south and then head through the southwestern gate, or you could go even further south and.
We're in really no hurry, so it doesn't matter which way we go. Thalia just wouldn't mind window shopping as well.
If I were to assume where there'd be window shopping, it'd probably be in the city square. I'm sure they have merchants at least set up there.
Well, that's likely to get lost too.
And it's further away from the sprawl, which I don't want to get in any trouble while we're here.
All right, so what's the consensus?
I guess north, then east.
Okay.
Yeah, Milo looks at Thalia and just.
She's got a full day to explore, so she doesn't care.
All right. I guess north and then east. And if we anything catches our eye along the way, we can always veer off a little bit.
All right. So as you pass into, you pass it through this bustling city square. There's various street vendors and such, overlooked by guardsmen, stern-looking. Unlike other places where guards are clean-shaven, these guards all have like full beards or just like scars. They're all very mean looking, for lack of a better word. Is that a fair description? I don't know. I feel like I'm being a little bit cruel.
Certainly.
Rugged.
Gaia.
I don't want to be calling people who who are unshaven mean.
Parade goers.
Give me 1 moment while I look one thing. Do I still... Okay, excellent. All right, excellent. Okay, so as you guys are walking down the street, I would like everyone. Sorry. Let me continue where I left off. So you guys turn east, and there's like City Hall, fairly obvious, the administration building after building. There's various hawkers and in the city square, there's various hawkers and salesmen. The primary thing that probably catches your eye is probably some people selling, like, for lack of a better term, winter gear, like these thick fur coats with these deep hoods, like kind of absurdly deep hoods, and with like fluffy lining around the edges. A couple of them point at you and shout, "Why don't you ditch some of that useless modern gear and that'll get you killed once it gets soaked and wet, and go with one of these Yeti parkas. They're being used here hundreds of years by the local Aborigines. Serve them for 100 years, and it'll serve you for 100 years as well."
Are there still Aborigines left?
Are they made from actual Yeti?
Roll me, I don't know, like a nature check as you examine the coats.
Real Yeti.
Yeah, they're real Yeti. It even says so right on the name tag. It says made of Yeti fur, and then there's definitely no asterisks underneath.
Yeah, it's a Yeti with like 2 eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably made with some kind of local animal fur, Milo, and it does seem like it's fairly warm. But you highly doubt that it's Yeti, considering he has like 10 or 20 of these on sale in the visible vicinity. You doubt like, even if like one Yeti could make like 4 of these things, what, has he gone around and like killed 3 Yetis?
Milo with minor illusion makes a Yeti head and holds it up to one of the purveyors and just says, "How much for this?"
He kind of like yelps with alarm when he sees the Yeti. And he says, how much for this?
No parts wasted. Any boots? Yeti boots?
Yes, sir. Yeti boots, yes, right here. And he like reaches down his table. He pulls out a pair of boots that are way too big for you, and then like he seems to realize this after a moment, and he says, "Sorry, sir. We don't have any in your size. I could have one of these resized for you.
How much for this jacket you're selling? And it's not real Yeti.
So you're casting friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I'll roll. I'll roll a. Actually, there's no save against it, is there?
I get advantage on charisma checks, so I'm
Yeah,
basically
there's no
trying
save against
to get him to admit that it is not Yeti. And
So roll
I'd
me
like
a
to.
roll
Okay.
me a persuasion check with advantage. Yeah, he kind of leans in and says, and just like, yeah, don't tell anyone, but the companies which made these articles of clothing is called Yeti. They're not actually made from Yeti. I don't think they might be. They might be, but I haven't
What-
seen a Yeti before.
What are they really made out of? And do I know because of my nature check?
You suspect it's probably some kind of Arctic bear, or the fiber, the hairs have like a similar quality from like their front down or something.
Does it actually seem better than what I'm wearing?
What are you wearing?
I think it was just generic winter gear that we get.
Yeah,
that
it does.
Coats.
It does.
How much?
So actually, no. Let's have this discussion. What he's trying to sell you looks more like something that you would see on
A Russian man?
a Russian man, and what you've got on looks like some kind of like high tech neoprene ski parka. So it's up to you. Like, do you want to go with the traditional fur cloak, or do you want to go with like the city dwellers adaptation of winter's gear?
I think that it wouldn't hurt to have a backup coat just in case something happened with the original. So he's gonna try to talk
Okay.
this guy down.
You have a bag of holding, so
Yep. And he would just say, "This, I don't know a whole lot about nature and winter, but this came from some kind of a bear. That's still impressive, but not a Yeti. What did you want for the coat before?"
well, I usually sell these for 20 gold pieces, but well, if you buy one for your friend here as well, I'll sell them to you for 10 each.
Half price is good, but you can trust me. We're gonna need this. You wouldn't let an old man freeze. How about 5 each?
How about 25 total, and I'll throw in these boots.
Those boots don't even fit me.
Yes, but they fit your friend, and he points towards Arthur.
What do you think?
I can tell. I'm an expert on boot sizes.
Would they fit over his metal boots?
No. But he could wear them in place of his metal greaves.
I've stopped looking. Yeah. Well, I'm quite happy with my fancy schmancy new age stuff.
Okay.
Well, he doesn't want. So you had said 20, 2 for 10. I'll give you 7. You can keep your boots just for the coat.
7 each is what you're offering him?
7 total just for the coat.
For one coat.
The small one.
Okay. Yeah. He mutters good naturedly, and he just says, "You're gonna run me out of business. I'm gonna be closed up shop next week just because. Take your cloak."
Oh, there's lots of people to rip off. You must have visitors coming all the time.
He shushes you. He says, Come on, get out of here before you drive off the business.
And then he does minor illusion, but instead of a Yeti head, it's a bear head. And he just says, "How much for this?" And then he just walks away.
Serafina, roll me a perception check. Is she here?
I'm not sure.
Zyra, are you here?
She might have walked away for a moment. Quick question, Kev. My character sheet no longer has spells on it.
Is this because it is turned off somewhere? Why does this not have spells?
Now it shows
There we go.
actually it wasn't there before.
There we go. All right. So, okay,
Seraphina's back now.
Serafina, can you roll me a perception check?
Oops, sorry about that. Got pulled away.
Do you catch that? Can you? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Okay, fantastic. So you guys head east, past the town square. There are various. There's like this building in particular here. Bears a a familiar seal of Iron Fist. No, sorry, Iron Hill. Iron Hill Industries is a big corporate office. And there are two burly-looking dwarves out front guarding it. They give you the stink eye as you walk past. As you pass through this gate here, there is a guard station just to the south. That's what this yellow dot is. And opposite the guard station, at the mouth of an alley, is a pauper, a beggar, and the beggar sees you walk through the gate, and he kind of like walks like a little bit towards you, and he kind of like motions towards the bowl that he's holding, and he says, "Spare some alms for the needy."
Thaya will give a couple copper.
Okay. Thank you, miss. Thank you. And he'll... But Serafina doesn't notice, so never mind. Alright, so as you guys... he thanks you profusely, and he kind of like goes to speak with some other people. And then you guys continue traveling east, heading towards the museum. I would like for everyone to roll perception. And I believe, Obadiah, you have advantage. Oh wait, Obadiah said he was going to be right back. So, by the way, for the sake of just ease, I'm going to say Arthur's decided to remain on the ship and help in the sickbay. Okay. So Thalia, you're the one who notices this. Actually, Obadiah's not here, so should I roll for him?
Yeah.
Okay. Or do one of you want to roll for him?
You go ahead and roll for him.
Okay. Okay. I am going to roll something in turn. Okay. So, it's the classic thing. You're walking along, and Obadiah gets bumped. Shoulder check.
It wasn't Thalia this time.
Obadiah gets shoulder check. And he mutters gruff, "Hey, watch it," or whatever he mutters. And then he walks 2 or 3 more steps, and he realizes that his satchel of holding is gone. And he turns and shouts, "Hey, yo there!" And
He actually has
what
a
do
bag of holding. Serafina has the satchel now.
Oh, okay. Okay, in which case, Serafina, you're the one who gets bumped. And you look down, and all that remains on you is the strap that was holding the satchel holding. The satchel holding itself looks like someone has come and cut the strap and just taken it. And you glance backwards, and you can see that the figure has just turned around a corner of a building.
She looks
Sorry, let's go Serafina first.
Would I be able to tail them?
I mean, you could run after them.
I guess I'll do that then.
Okay.
Did you choose an urchin as your background?
Yeah,
You can move through the city at twice the speed.
even better.
I think it's not twice the speed. It's that wait, is it twice the speed?
You can move through wherever. What was the thing for? Hold on.
Let me look it up. Because twice the speed is ridiculous.
Well, considering she's a halfling.
Urchin. When not in combat, you and your companions can travel between two locations twice as fast as your speed would normally allow. I would say, for the sake of current circumstances, you are in combat.
Damn, alright.
You are essentially chasing after someone who is hostile to you. But yeah, they turn a corner, so you run after them. Milo, what were you going to say?
Sending the owl after the person that did that.
Okay. So your owl, what is its movement speed?
Let me double check. I think it was 40.
Okay. So this person is faster than your owl. Your owl banks around the corner, and Serafina is close on. Actually, Serafina's faster than your owl, isn't she? Because you've got.
No, the owl's fly speed is 60.
Yeah, it's 60 feet, and he's flying.
Okay. So, Serafina, your speed is 75 per turn, yes?
She's a halfling?
I'm a halfling, so I move at like 25.
Yeah, but you get bonus action dash, yeah?
Yes.
So your movement speed is 75 per turn, like flat out dashing. The bird is 80 per turn, flat out dashing. So you're just behind the bird. As they round the corner, you guys see that this person is leaping into an alleyway, hoping to get out of sight about 40 feet down the road before you guys turn the corner.
Can I shoot him in his ankles?
No, because technically you have taken your action to dash as he vanishes around the corner. What are the rest of you doing?
Milo just pursue as well behind the bird.
Well, you're much slower, so you've run 50 feet during that turn.
Yep.
Hey,
You
Kev, can I
know,
send the mouse?
Sorry, what was that?
Can I send the mouse, like, to keep eyes on the person? I'm pretty sure the mouse can't, like, tackle him or anything, but...
What's the mouse's movement speed?
I'm guessing it goes under rat.
I mean, I suppose it can duck through, like...
It's 20.
Yeah, I don't think, in this scenario, I don't think your mouse would be fast enough to be able to keep up, at least for any, like, extended period.
Can Thalia have a little bit of fun with this since she's running after them? She wants to cast message on the cut purse, saying that doesn't belong to you.
Sure. What's your movement speed? It's 30, right?
Yeah, it's 30.
So, by the time you get around the corner, it's gone. So you don't see him. You point towards a creature within range and whisper a message. You're not familiar with the target, so you can't cast this around corners.
Okay.
You didn't even catch sight of like all you saw when you turned around and they started running after them was like
Even with
the
my
edges
18?
of a cloak and a heel. Sorry, what was that?
I had the 18. I think I was the only one that saw it.
No, not even with the 18.
Oh, okay.
Rolled a 22, so. Obadiah, someone cut Seraphina's satchel of holding and ran around the corner. Do you want? And she and Milo chased after it. What are you doing?
I would have, if I'd seen it, did I see him cut the thing?
No,
No.
you did not.
Then I would go, what the bloody hell, and go after them.
Okay. So yeah,
Thalia's gonna go to the guard and say to this guy just stole a magical artifact from us.
you don't see any guards within any line of sight. You'd have to go look for one. However, I believe Seraphina is still chasing. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right. So you chase around the corner and you see that the person is in mid process of leaping a wall. He's kind of like kicked off a dumpster up onto the opposite wall and then is kind of halfway through vaulting over a wall with your bag trailing kind of behind him. He's about I'd say about 60 feet away. However, you still have your action.
I'm going to shoot him in the ankles.
Okay.
I lightweight want to try to shoot the bag to pin it to the wall or whatever surface is near it. So, like, even if he or she were to continue to run, like, they wouldn't have the bag any longer. But I kind of want to shoot him in the ankles.
Okay, so which one?
Ankles.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack. Nice. Do you have the sharpshooter feat?
I do not believe I do.
Okay. So I believe a 13 misses, actually. Yes, a 13 does miss. So yeah, your bolt sails and skips off the wall beside him. Milo, you just reach around, skid around the edge as this person is disappearing over the edge of the wall, pulling the bag up behind him.
The owl has a turn too.
Yep, your owl also. Your owl actually probably gets. Your owl could fly right up to him if it chose his action to dash.
Yeah, the owl's gonna fly like not where he can strike it, but close enough where I could just keep an eye on him,
Okay.
know where he's going. And Milo would dash along where he's getting direction from the owl.
So I'll let you know that this person is fucking fast. Your owl has what, like 120 feet of movement per turn.
Yep.
This person has 120 feet of movement per turn. So your owl is keeping pace with him, but he just keeps managing to stay like 40 feet ahead of the owl.
Okay, I'm not gonna cast this. I just want to see what I want to read it.
I'm not. I is a bard.
Right. But your owl tells you that he runs 40 feet away from the wall that he just vaulted over. And then he kind of like ducks around a barrel, like one of those. It's not currently lit, but it's one of those barrels that people use to a fire barrel, basically. And he kind of kneels down and glances back, watching the wall that he just vaulted. What does your owl want to do?
I guess the owl could attack him, but it's dashing, so it will.
No. This is on a new turn.
So he is running away, and then I lose him for a second, or is he?
No. So he runs. He jumps over a wall. As you guys round the corner, he just vanishes over the wall. He runs 40 feet further down the alleyway, and he kind of jumps behind a barrel, turns, and then watches the wall that he just jumped over. And this is when your owl kind of makes it over the wall.
Yeah, the owl is going to, if he's hiding, and the owl knows where he is, the owl's just gonna perch up on the, like, not on the wall, on like another wall that he can get a good view of him, but he's gonna sit there.
Okay.
Hey, Kev, question.
Yes.
So after I had missed my ankle shot, would Seraphina still have the option to use a bonus action to dash?
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Silly rogues.
So it's about 40 feet to the wall, so you can probably get almost right up to the wall. Like 10 feet before the wall.
Okay, she would opt to do that then.
Okay.
I'm just trailing behind.
As you dash up towards a wall, you watch Milo's owl land somewhere nearby, like on a fire escape, or probably not a fire escape, on some sort of like a windowsill or some second floor awning, and suddenly his bird just vanishes in a puff of feathers, and you watch as like some sort of object clatter off the side of the wall and fall to the ground in 4 pieces.
Am I close enough to investigate it or no?
Yeah, you're close enough to kind of like glance over at it. It looks to be the broken parts of a crossbow bolt. All right. So this is the part where I think Milo makes it around the corner. Milo's already made it around the corner. Who else is chasing?
I'm chasing. I'm pretty sure I'm far behind. But
Now,
when
this on the end of this turn, I think is when you would get around the corner as well.
All right, and then I would see the wall, and
You know
using
what?
my new ring of jump, just jump right over it.
Let's make it a little bit. Let's bring up the turn order. That way we can kind of keep track of what's happening. And I will actually bring in like a screen. So an alleyway. Let's keep it straightforward.
I'm still not 100% sure what's going on, but my party's chasing something, so I'm going to go with them.
All right, so Rolf has gone kaput. Serafina is right up against like near the wall. Milo has just turned the corner. Arthur is back on the ship. Obadiah, I think at the end of your turn you get around the corner as well. Thalia, what are you doing?
Thalia is probably following behind looking for a guard or policeman.
I'm hearing a bit of reverb coming from you for some reason. So you're basically back at the head of like the road, looking about for a guardsman.
Yes.
All right. Roll me a perception check. All right. You find no guardsmen. In fact, now that you've like stopped to take a look, the streets seem uncharacteristically empty, especially for a main thoroughfare. There's like only like 3 or 4 people within line of sight, and they seem to be hurrying away from this location. And some of them are ducking into buildings, other of them just walking away at a brisk pace.
Are any
All
of them
right.
near her?
The closest one is probably like 100 feet away.
Oh, then never mind.
Obadiah, what are you doing?
I guess I'd look over at Milo and go, "What are we doing here? What's going on?"
Stole our bag. We're getting it back.
Who stole our what? And I guess I'll just see Serafina ahead and I'll run my 30.
The wall is just under 10 feet tall.
I need to see.
There is a like a barrel in front of you that's probably like 3 feet tall, so that would cut it down to like 7 feet. It would be a little bit of a climb check. If you want to make the climb, roll me an athletics
Nope,
check.
hold on, something better. I am going to. Well, that's my full movement. It's 30 feet. It's getting from where I was to where I am. So it's up to you. If I could use my bonus action to use my ring of jumping to cast jump on myself.
Oh, is it an action or a bonus action?
It's a bonus action.
Yeah, sure, definitely. You can cast jumping on yourself.
And then I'll use my action to dash and jump over this.
All right.
I'm not exactly sure what the spell jump does.
It
but
triples your jumping height, and I believe your jumping height is like your natural jumping height is something to do with your strength modifier. Let me look it up.
well, that's no good for me.
High jump is 3 plus your strength modifier. What's your strength modifier?
-1.
So 2. So you can jump 6 feet.
Oh, this ring is not what I expected. Well, whatever. I want to jump on.
So you jump and your shoulder, like you land so that your shoulder and arms are across the top of the wall. With the rest
Well,
of you.
could I jump on the barrel and then jump from the
Oh,
barrel
yeah,
over the
sure.
fence?
Sure. So you jump up onto the barrel and then you jump up onto the wall, and I suppose you vault over, right?
Yeah.
All right. So give me one moment while I do something.
And then I still have technically 15 feet of movement.
Well,
From the dash.
yeah, sure. You technically
Yeah, I don't have
have
any
15
action.
feet
I could move.
more of movement.
Yeah, I just know what I see over here.
Give me one moment. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. All right. What is your AC?
Now it's 17.
So actually, this is supposed to be with advantage, but it rolled it normally. So I will roll again and take the first one. So a crossbow bolt slams into your breastplate. You hear the sound, and it hits into your breastplate, and just like digs a furrow through the side, and then just like glances off the air, leaving a thick, viscous, like white fluid as you land on your feet in the alley.
Do I see where the shot came from?
It came from behind this barrel, but whoever fired it is out of sight once more.
Well, then I'm going to move here and crouch behind that. And if I can, I'll yell, give us back the bag and we'll let you go.
Okay. Roll me what, like a intimidation?
Yeah, I can do that. Holy shit.
That's not bad at all.
That's a natural 19.
What did I roll before? Yeah, okay. Let me add an entry. Actually, let me do this first. GM layer. Sorry. I should be more on the ball than this, but you guys will have to bear with me, okay? Let's use this. I like this one. And I'll roll again. Syntax error. What's that supposed to mean?
I think that means I'm not getting the bag back.
All right. Yeah. So you shout out, give us our bag back or XYZ.
Give us back the bag and we'll let you go.
All right. Milo, high hill.
What is? I'll ping it. Hold on. Are those
This
like
is a crate.
boxes or something?
This is a
Crates,
crate.
okay.
This is a dumpster. The crate is smaller than the dumpster.
So
The dumpster
what
is open.
I'm gonna cast Expeditious Retreat, like I had looked at before, as a bonus action, and for my movement, for my action, I'd like to dash. And would they be considered difficult terrain or?
It would be just considered difficult terrain to climb up. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you make a climb check because it's a crate. It's like 2.5 feet up.
All right, kind of like almost form steps for me. So, all right. So
except the dumpster is open. So
all right. Let me see here. So with my movement, I got that I can get that far. And I'm gonna see how much further I can get here. And the guy is behind this. I'm gonna ping it. He's behind this trash can over here, right?
last you saw of him, yes. Last you Al saw of him, rather.
Okay, I'll move the rest of the way here. I don't think I'm gonna be close enough, but we'll see. I think that's as far as I can get, actually, because if this is all difficult terrain.
No. So there's a wall there. The dumpster only goes about 5 feet up. The wall is 10 feet.
Okay, so that last 5 feet, I guess he's trying to like climb up the wall, but he only gets like to the top or something.
You would have to make me an athletics check because you're less than 5 feet, right? Yeah. You easily jump and haul yourself over the wall. You can drop your way down, I think.
Yep. Okay. And that's all my movement, and I think he's too far away. I'll double check.
Thalia, roll me a perception check. And I will. Okay, continue, Thalia.
Okay. She would have probably followed the group into the alleyway if she could see no people follow or no officers.
Okay. You are actually you're probably closer to that from the alleyway. I say you're about 60 feet away, so you're probably about there.
Okay. Is that where I am right now, before movement or after movement?
Yes, correct. You're that's before movement.
Okay.
Are you doing anything with your action?
Not at the moment, because she really doesn't know what's going on behind the wall, so.
Okay.
Oh, so actually she'll probably double move, how about that?
So you're dash. Okay.
Okay.
Serafina.
How far am I from the wall? Like, am I just against the wall? Like,
You're 10 feet from the wall. And the wall is coincidentally 10 feet high. And Milo's already spent his like action basically to slam close the dumpster and climb on top of it and then jump over the wall.
Oh, dumpster's right here, right?
There's a box beside you that's about 2.5 feet, and then the dumpster is another 2.5 feet. And then over the wall is 5 feet.
Can I jump on the box and like launch myself over the wall using an acrobatics check?
Sure. What subclass are you for thief? Sorry, for rogue.
Assassin.
Okay. So yeah, you don't have natural wall climbing speed, so yeah, acrobatics. Yeah, you just like you Luke Skywalker that shit. You jump over and do a Yoda forwards flip. And you land on the other side. You still have movement and bonus action. Well, you still have like 5 feet of movement and action bonus action.
Can I use the 5 feet and then bonus action dash?
Yep, that would put you there before the bonus action dash.
That's excellent. That means I could probably get to about like what here?
You can move another 25 feet, so just drag wherever you want. All right, fantastic. Roll me a perception check. All right. Yeah, you don't catch sight of anyone suspicious in the alleyway. There are a lot of shadows and dark spots, however. Speaking of dark spot,
I don't think I can warn her about the crossbow guy, could I?
I don't know.
I think I used all my action threatening him.
Yeah, you pretty much used your not really reaction, but like the rest of your dialogue to threaten them. So yeah, Obi moves to shout something, but by then it's too late. There's a twang sound of a crossbow being fired. What is your AC? Oh shit, I should have done public. Never mind. So yeah, what's your AC?
That is a good question. Let me find out for you. It would be 16.
All right, so it rolled a 16. I will snip it if you require proof, but you take 7 piercing damage as you get shot in the shoulder, and you feel this flare of. Actually, no, you take more than that because of sneak attack.
What about uncanny dodge? Does that apply here?
Yes, it does apply here. You took 20 piercing damage as this thing strikes you in the abdomen, and you uncanny dodge that to 10, correct? Actually, no, this is before the rest of the damage applies. So roll me a constitution check as this flaring pain starts to ebb out from. So you take an additional 22 poison damage. Uncanny dodge, you take 11. Is that right? No, that's not right. You take 16 combined damage as you uncannily twist at the very last second, and instead of embedding itself deep into your abdomen, this thing kind of just carves a furrow through your armor, pierces through the side of your love handles, or rather love handle, and then just
Her lovely handles.
Yeah. And then this figure leaps out of the alleyway from his hiding spot, runs up towards you, and attempts to skewer you in the throat with a short sword. Where did the sheet go? Oh, yeah, here we go. For Jesus fucking Christ. You're a good thing this wasn't the first attack, by the way. So you need to make another Constitution saving throw as you take 8 piercing damage as the sword glances off the side of your neck. And you feel the same burning sensation spreading from your throat. So you take 27 poisoning damage on top of that 8. So you take 35 damage total from this blade.
And that's uncannily dodging that.
You can only uncannily dodge once, I think.
LOL, she's dead, dude.
You are unconscious, I believe, not dead.
Ooh.
So yeah, Seraphina gets stabbed in the neck, and she just crumples into this dumpster beside the thing, leaving a concerning smear down the side of the dumpster. And this figure actually jumps backwards. He does a single backflip, like ninja style, and ducks behind this dumpster, taking cover. It is now Obadiah's turn.
Wait, how much damage is that?
Okay, well, I am going to move my 30 feet here, pull out my suppressed revolver, which is harnessed, so that's a free action, take it out, and ready 2 shots at if I see that guy coming around the corner. And then we'll yell back, Seraphina's down.
Okay. So you ready 2 shots to shoot this guy if he ducks around the corner?
With the suppressed rhino revolver,
Okay.
yes.
Milo, it is now your turn.
First, I'm going to use my movement. 1 second. I'm going to use my the bonus for the expeditious retreat movement. Climb up on top of this dumpster and see if I can get a view of this guy.
You cannot. You gather that he's there because Obadiah is in his triangle standard issue police pistol brace. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called the triangle stance, actually. And he's pointed directly at the edge of this dumpster, but you don't catch sight of this person.
All right, I am going to hop back down off the dumpster. Use that I'll look for the name of it, but the gun that has the syringes in it. And
Hypo gun.
Hypo gun. I'm gonna fire one of the healing potions at Seraphina.
Okay. Seraphina, roll me a 2d4 plus 2. Wait, are you using the greater or the standard?
I think I'll use the greater. We're judging from that we just kind of started combat mostly, and
okay, 44 plus 4.
4d4 plus 4.
Yes. And where do you shoot her with the hypo with the dart?
Right in the neck, right through the hole that he already stabbed her. No, I'm just kidding. Right in the butt. Why not?
So, Seraphina, you come to startled awakeness with a sharp pain in your butt.
Is it the left or the right cheek?
It depends on how you were laying, but I guess let's say right.
You are still currently prone, but you are awake. What are you doing with the rest of your turn, Milo? I believe you still have your bonus action and some of your movement remaining.
Yeah, I got some of the movement from the bonus action, but then I did the action and I did my movement. And I think I'm just squatting below
Taking
this
cover.
area. Yeah, taking cover, but I can't actually hide because I don't have that.
All right, Thalia, what are you doing?
It's how far? How high is the barrel?
The barrel is about 3.5 feet to 4 feet high. So if you were to jump on top of it, the top of your head would probably come just under the lip of the wall.
5, 8. You said the wall was what, 10 feet?
Yeah, 10 feet.
She's actually gonna run up to the barrel and climb on it and then hold herself above the wall, but not fully climbing on the wall. She wants to observe to see what's happening. So it's just moving.
Okay, you see, you jump up and hold your head over the head and shoulder over the wall. You see Milo hiding behind the stumps there, as Serafina is kind of like clutching her ass for some reason, and there's like a disturbing blood smear on the dumps that she's leaning against. Obadiah is in his triangular standard issue police pistol stance. He's aiming at this particular corner behind this dumpster, although you don't see what's behind there.
Is it dark in that area?
Yes, it is relatively dark, but you have dark vision, so
Well, it doesn't matter. Obi doesn't have dark vision. Well, he has his goggles, though.
he has his goggles, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those are worth the price.
Because I basically just did a double movement. I won't be able to cast any spells, but, next action I'll take for next turn is I'm going to be prepping now to cast a spell, Cloud of Daggers, on my next turn.
Okay. Alright, so, Serafina, it is now your turn.
Dang. What is okay? So the ointment that Arthur gave me, what does it do?
You can use an action, I believe, and rub it in your wound. I'm trying to look it up for what exactly it does.
I was like, okay, so then what happens? I'm just rubbing it in the wounds.
Oh, I see. They have it under a different name. So yeah, you rub it in your wounds, and or you either rub it in your wounds, or you can actually swallow it. And during that, as that action, you regain 2d8 plus 2 hit point. You cease to be poisoned, which you are not currently poisoned, and you are cured of any disease.
That is very helpful. I can use half movement to get up, correct?
Correct.
And the figure is engaged with Obi right now.
No, although Obi has him kind of trapped behind the barrel.
So I would have to disengage.
I don't think you have this. You're not currently engaged, so you don't have to disengage.
All right. Hold on. Dogs are barking. All right. Serafina is going to use half movement to get up and move back about here. If there's any room
Okay.
to travel.
Sure. It's a little crowded, but I'm sure Milo would appreciate the company.
Takes the needle out and stabs him with it.
Oh, man, I'm sure he would appreciate the company over there trying to get some ass.
All right, so now I would like for Thalia to roll a dex save. All right. Excellent. So, much to your surprise, you feel the barrel underneath you suddenly vanish as there is a loud crashing sound, and you take a momentary before you slip and fall. You take a moment to brace your elbows on the lip of the wall as you glance over your shoulder to see what the fuck has happened, and you see a female person with a buzz cut hair, shortish hair with a like one of those bandanas like drawn up over the mouth. I think it's actually just called a cowl, isn't it? What's it called?
A cowl.
Yeah, cow.
Yeah. And she's in mid-processing of stabbing you in the ass with a short sword. What is your AC?
My AC is 14.
All right, so you take 21 piercing damage and must make a Constitution saving throw. All right, so you feel the poison as she stabs you in the butt. You feel the poison seep in through your butt cheeks, but however, your butt cheeks are tougher than that, and you shrug off the effect of the butt cheek poison.
I like to think she clenches her butt and the poison just goes, nope, can't get through that.
Shakes it off.
Buns
All
of
right,
steel.
So, let me look up one thing. Okay. Excellent. All right, so, Milo, who are you looking at?
I think he's kind of squatting behind the dumpster here. I think he would be more concentrated on Obi and the person that they've been battling and chasing.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, so there is a ripple beside you, like a heat shimmer or a faint visual disturbance, and when you glance over to look, you see coming out of the ripple or the heat mirage a short sword lashing out towards your face.
No.
And there's a as soon as and the rest of the body follows it through in a flash of mist. What is your AC?
He didn't cast mage armor, so it's a 12.
Okay. You take 20 piercing damage and roll a Constitution saving throw as this person comes up the other side and shoots Obadiah in the back with a crossbow, or at least tries to. What's your AC, Obadiah?
17.
Again, it strikes you in the back of your trusty armor, and the arrow just embeds itself there, but doesn't manage to get through your armor. It's meet or beat, yes, for poisons.
I believe so.
So you take 8 poison damage on top of that.
22 and 8? Was that correct?
It was 20 piercing damage and 8 poison damage.
Okay.
And then this person twists and runs at Obadiah with his short sword drawn back as if to strike. Seraphina and Milo, you both get an attack of opportunity with a melee weapon.
I got a chance to see him because I was staring, or is it just because?
No. You don't get your reaction because you were specifically pointed that direction, but you heard a yell, and then you felt something slam into your back, and you turn around and you see him running towards you with a short sword.
Could I have taken my prepared shots then?
No.
Okay.
because he kind of caught you by surprise.
That's cool.
But it is, however, your turn. So
Oh man, I'm pissed off. Super pissed off that I don't have a non-lethal right now, but not that pissed off. And I'm going to take first shot. I'm gonna take at him with the suppressed rhino revolver. I'm burning a grit and it's sharpshooter.
okay. I believe that misses, right?
18.
Do you have the crossbow expert equivalent?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. You fire with a loud pop as your suppressed pistol erupts. However, you could say that he uncannily dodges, and your round, instead of embedding it directly into his chest, kind of just leaves a blood smear down his side as he twists to one side, Neo styles.
I'm gonna take another shot, not grit, just regular shot.
Okay.
Oh man. This
And
thing
your
is
gun
bad.
jams.
What
As
do I
you
roll?
trigger. Yeah, roll a 1d 100, I believe it was.
Oh
it's,
man.
it's not that bad of a jam.
That's amazing. I thought
That's
it was
amazing.
gonna break. I'll take it. And as a bonus, I'll just yell at him again. Just drop the bag and you'll live.
He drops the bag at your feet.
Oh.
And then he says to you, I'll live, alright, but you won't.
Oh, they're assassins. They've sent to kill one of us. Grumble, grumble.
Milo.
So the one that stabbed me is this. I see the 2 on the map here, but was there a third that stabbed me, or is this one of the 2?
It's one of the 2.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do?
You don't know about the other 2, the other one.
Okay, so I'm gonna step over here, or can I see this one that just attacked Obi clearly?
Yeah, sure. Of course you can. You look around the dumpster and he's right there.
All right, I'm gonna cast this.
Excellent. Yeah. So wisdom saving throw, DC 15. Why didn't it roll? Had to click it twice. Yeah, no. You see your spell hit into the back of his. Your spell take effect on him, and he seems momentarily distracted as he's kind of has this one hand clutched at this gunshot wound that Obadiah just dealt him, and then Obadiah pulls his trigger again, and the gun just goes pop, and then nothing happens, and he just goes ha, but then nothing else.
Damn it. That was my action, and he's just kind of hiding behind the dumpster right now.
Okay. Thalia, you're still dangling by your elbows on the wall with a sword wound in your butt.
Yes. However, I did state that she was going to cast a spell, the Wall
Yes,
of Daggers.
that's right.
She's going to cast, as she turned around to see who it was, she's going to cast it right behind her on the lady.
Okay, excellent. Cloud of Daggers, a creature, when it enters the spell for the first time or starts its turn there, takes 44 slashing damage. So go ahead and roll me 44. Alright, she does not have Uncanny Dodge. And I don't believe you make any kind of saves for this, do you?
Nope.
So she just takes 10 slashing damage. Ah, sigh. Junior crew. Alright, now it's your turn actually, so what are you doing?
She's going to flip herself over that wall.
Okay. Are you disengaging first?
No, because she cast the spell as an action.
No, that was as your reaction. So this is a fresh turn. So what are you doing on this turn?
Disengaging and flipping over the wall.
Okay, athletics check. Basically, just don't roll super low. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, simple. You just haul yourself over the wall, kind of like gasping, as she kind of like brings up her hands and flails as your cloud of daggers cuts into her. However, you still have the rest of your movement and a bonus action.
She's actually probably going to flatten herself up against the wall. So if the lady does come up behind her, she won't. She'll land in front of her instead of behind her. She'll flatten herself into that corner. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know precisely. So basically, you jump over the wall and then you put your back against the corner.
Yep.
Okay. Seraphina, it is now your turn. Are you doing anything with your bonus action, by the way?
I wasn't aware that happened.
Bardic Inspiration, Healing Word. Okay, never mind. Seraphina.
I'm going to chill behind this dumpster as I'm pretty hurt, and I'm gonna try to pop a shot over here. Would I be able to use both hand crossbows for this shot?
Why are you trying to shoot Obadiah?
I'm trying to
Can't
get
tell
her back.
This thing.
Do you have crossbow expert?
I should.
It's a feat.
You should. So okay, yeah. Just let me know if you do have crossbow expert or not.
I believe I do. We talked about this when you were asking.
Yeah.
Me about
Regardless of what you haven't fired your crossbow yet, have you?
I fired it prior when I tried to pin the bag to the wall, but other than that, no.
Yeah. So yeah, if you have crossbow experts and you have 2 hand crossbows, yeah, you can fire them both.
I'm going to do that then.
Do you have the 2 weapon fighting style? I don't think so, right? It's not a fighter multi-class.
No.
Yeah. So just make 2 attacks and we'll deduct the dexterity bonus to damage for the second attack.
Alright, so since I'm not going to move for my bonus action, I'm going to stealth. For my attack, I'm going to attack with the crossbows.
Your offhand crossbow requires your bonus action to fire.
Oh yes, no two-handed. Okay, so I'm just shooting with both of them. Fuck it.
Okay. Excellent. Both of them hit. So you discharge 2 crossbows into his back. Unfortunately, the second crossbow only deals 1 damage instead of 4 because you don't get your dexterity bonus with your offhand. But they still both hit him, striking him directly in his... Where do you shoot him?
He's facing away from me, so in the back of the neck.
All right. So one of them hits him square in the back of the neck. Much to your surprise, he doesn't go down. The other one kind of sticks him in the elbow and just glances off and thuds into the barrel beside Obadiah with a clang. Are you doing anything with your movement?
No.
All right. So she has natural wall climbing speed, so Thalia, you watch as the familiar figure crests out the top of the wall and actually lands on top of the wall, kind of just popping a squat, like on top of the wall in this like perfect balance. And just as she does so, Seraphina pops out from behind her back and shoots her master twice in the back with a crossbow, with 2 crossbows. And you hear like her give like a feral growl as she takes a crossbow from underneath her coat and points it with murderous intent at the back of Seraphina's head.
I don't have anything that's a reaction spell, unfortunately.
AC, Seraphina?
16.
Luckily, this isn't poisoned. So you only end up taking 21 piercing damage as you get shot in the back of the head.
$21 or 12?
No, 12 is the sneak attack damage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's down again.
It is her master's turn. He's going to take 2 sword swings, just a cross cut at Obadiah. One aimed at your forearm, and the other one coming back aimed at your neck. The forearm that you're holding your pistol with.
Okay.
He misses with his forearm strike. It just clings off whatever the coat that is worth every single fucking penny that you bought for it. And then he comes back with a cross cut for your neck. And catches you directly underneath the mask, skimming off the edge of your mask and cutting a furrow from your chin down into the side of your neck. For 7 pierce, doesn't get sneak attack. So for 7 piercing damage, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw. DC is 15. And you want to beat this one, by the way.
Is what I always want to beat them.
Oh yeah, there you go. Very good.
Rolled
Very
so
good.
high, I spit it back in his face.
So you only take 14 poisoning damage.
So that's 21 altogether. Okay.
And he growls at you. And he says, "You'll never make it to the summit." And it is now your turn.
Well, I don't know. Can I fire Griswold's Revenge at point blank?
You don't have Griswold's Revenge out.
I know, but if I had it out, could I?
Yes, you definitely could.
I want to go Psy and just kind of open. I'm going to open the bag of holding, throw in the Rhino revolver, pull out Griswold's as an action.
Sure.
Then I'm going
that,
to
action surge?
action surge.
Excellent.
Just so pissed off at this moment. Both shots with grit. Both shots sharpshooter.
Excellent.
I just want this guy to go away. Where is it? Griswold sharpshooter. So
All right. So both of them hit. Jesus fucking Christ. He's going to uncanny dodge the first one because he doesn't know the damage incoming. So yeah, your first one, you fire at him again. He literally does the Matrix Neo backwards cartwheeling thing. And you end up shooting him in the shoulder, and the second shot just strikes him like in same thing as Neo, hits him in the thigh, and he kind of just grunts and rolls backwards to his feet and looks pretty hurt.
all right, that's yeah. I have a bonus action, but I really can't do dick with it. I guess I'll reload.
You could say he looks bloodied.
Okay.
All right, Milo.
At the one behind me.
All right, she doesn't have as quite high. All right, so roll me a 1d2 and tell me 1 or 2 before you roll.
2.
Okay. All right. I will let you decide then. I will let you decide if she falls forwards or backwards as she starts cackling with mad laughter.
She falls forwards into
Okay.
the not into the dumpster, but onto the
Are
ground.
you sure about that?
Well, it's a closed dumpster, and she'd be on the opposite side.
There is no dumpster on this side, on your side.
Yeah,
There
that's
is
what I mean.
on your side.
I wanted her to fall forward without the dumpster into the street.
Okay. She takes an additional 3 points of bludgeoning damage as she falls face first off this 10-foot wall and smacks into the concrete with this sickening crunch as her nose meets the concrete, meets the pavement. And she stops laughing.
Because she takes the damage. Got it. All right. Well, decisions were made.
Oh yeah, so it's just there was no psychic damage. Never mind.
Yep.
All right, Thalia, it is your turn. You have this woman that stabbed you horribly in the ass. She's lying currently prone on the face first on the ground, kind of half groaning and half in the edges of like laughter wearing off from her voice.
So she's basically downed, but not defeated.
No, she's just prone. She's just fallen off the wall face first onto the ground.
You know what? Why not? Since she was laughing beforehand, she'll do it to her again.
That's funny. Hey, they have low wisdom, so yeah. She starts laughing again and just rolls onto her back and starts kicking at the wall that she just fell off, as if something's hilariously funny. Are you doing anything with movement and bonus action?
No, she's basically still plastered herself to the corner.
Okay, Seraphina, death saving throw.
All right.
All right, one success. Oh, almost. All right, so wisdom saving throw. She keeps laughing. This chap's turn. Oh, he's pretty fucking wounded. Huh, he has a choice to make.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to roll a 1d100. Call low or high? Okay. So in the same gesture as he basically flips back to his feet, the classic leg kick and then flip to your feet. He lunges forwards with his short sword, intent on impaling you. Your AC is 17, correct? So he strikes you directly dead center for 7 piercing damage. And you need to roll me a Constitution saving throw. In the same gesture, you see him come up with his left hand and smear some sort of like familiar ointment that you guys have seen before that Arthur makes across the wound that you just dealt him. Fucking, that's terrible.
I take 15 damage off.
So yeah, so you took 7 piercing damage and 10 poison damage, and then he's going to come back across and try and cut you across the thigh. Multi-attacks, man. So dangerous. Alright, so the short sword is no longer poisoned. However, you still take 7 piercing damage.
So wait, did he have more than 2 attacks? He attacked. He healed himself and then he attacked again.
You think that he is fast enough to use items as a
that's
bonus
fine.
action. And he's actually going to slip past you into this corner. And it's your turn.
How much did the short dagger do?
7.
Well, I'm annoyed. Severely annoyed. So, but I'm at a great. So my first shot, regular.
Okay, that misses.
Oh, man.
And second shot misses as well. So you just... And here's the thing about Griswold's Revenge. You pull the trigger, and there's no sound. For a split second, there's no sound. Like the entire sound in the alleyway just fades for like a momentary second, and then when the sound comes back in, there's just a sound of like masonry and bits of stone
exploding.
falling from the fucking hole that you just blasted out of the wall, like right on the left to the right of his head. And you're just like, he's half covered in masonry dust and chips of brick. Are you doing anything with your movement and bonus action?
On bonus, second wind.
Excellent choice.
I'm gonna yell, I got him pinned in the corner, come over and help me. And I'm gonna stand there.
Milo.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna cast mage armor on myself. I don't have I have to add it again because it disappeared from my list, but I do have it. And I think as a bonus action, my custom made hunter's trap, I believe we were saying instead of an action, I could throw it on the ground, and then if someone would walk on it, they would then it would spring up. So I wanted to come over near that person that's laughing and just set it up right here. If they come towards us, they'll step on it.
Okay. I believe I said it's your action to throw it, right? And you can throw it like 20 or 30 feet.
Well, then my action would be the mage armor, and if I guess what I'll do is I'll kind of get it out and get it ready.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Excellent. So your AC is now 15 plus Dex, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Thalia.
So the lady is still down laughing, so we're going to ignore her. But she's going to keep the concentration on it. I don't think she has line of sight to Mr. Jubad, does she?
Not really.
No. So
maybe you gather that was the point. Like, he's fully aware of the situation and he's got bad guys coming up behind him.
And he's between two trash bins?
Yep, he's between 2 5-foot tall dumpsters, basically.
Why not? She will move to be on top of, I'm guessing this is a crate?
Yep, it's a barrel and then a crate.
That should give her just enough height to see into that alley.
Correct.
And since this isn't a concentration spell...
Nice.
Oh, no, yes it is, never mind.
Oh, okay.
Why not? She's been stabbed in the ass. Her friends are getting hurt.
And yeah, what exactly do you say to him that causes him such pain?
Since these are such evil people, probably actually be a compliment. You are very rosy and have a big nose.
Serafina, death saving throw. So 1 failure, 1 success. Lady of the Cowl makes a wisdom saving throw.
Just so you know, Sally, are you level 4 bard or 5 bard, or did you take?
She's a level 6 bard.
Oh well, then you should have got a 2d4 for that vicious mockery. It goes up with your level.
Oh yeah. Roll again. And also the lady behind you stops laughing and stirs.
Damn.
And he takes an additional 1 psychic damage off butt hurt.
So
he
she
is
finally
going
passed her
to
wisdom.
correct, but that's at the end of her turn, so she still doesn't get to do anything. This chap over here, El Chapo, that's not his actual name. I'm just sharing.
He's about to try to escape.
He takes his short sword, he sheaves it, and for a moment you think he's, like you said, he's about to run and escape. And then he pulls it out again in a single gesture and lashes it out at you. And it kind of like you can see this thick white viscous fluid flicking from the tip of his blade.
He has disadvantage on the
He
roll.
does have disadvantage.
Correct. So he misses with the first attack by quite a large margin. But he brings it back around and tries to cut you across the ample abdomen.
There's more natural padding and less armor down at the gut area.
Yeah, the natural padding kind of saves you in this instance. AC is 17, yes?
Correct.
So he doesn't manage to do anything. So it's your turn.
Fantastic. Well, because I'm really annoyed and I really want him to just get splattered all over this wall.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
It's a crit, so that's max damage.
Yep. So it is
20. It's 48 points of damage.
That's right. It's 48 plus your dex bonus plus 10.
It's under the 14.
Well, it's 13.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Your
my
dex
dex is
is
3. I thought at first I keep thinking it's 4.
So it's 48, 50, 61 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's going to uncanny dodge that for 30 points of damage. Jesus fucking Christ.
Does he still just explode all over the wall?
No, surprisingly, you shoot him, and it's airy. He kind of does the thing where like he kind of just like sucks his gut in and twists to one side, and there's a huge blood splatter on the back of the wall, but he still doesn't go down. Wow, Jesus fucking Christ,
Man.
he looks to be near death as you shoot him in like the abdomen, and he kind of like grunts and doubles over and kind of like falls against the back wall, but then kind of rights himself again.
I'll just kind of sigh to myself and say assassins and kind of nonchalantly pop the breach, let the 3 shells go out and reload it.
Okay. Milo.
Question with my trap, can I just like set it next to me on the ground?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, would it be if somebody walks over it, is it gonna go off? Or
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's what he's gonna do.
I mean, they would have to make a dex save, obviously.
Yeah.
And the dex save would be equivalent to your spell save DC.
Okay. Would that be like my bonus action or something?
I'm not sure. I don't quite recall if we agreed that it was your bonus action or your action to deploy it.
Well, here's the thing. I want to either way, he's gonna set that thing down on the ground.
We'll say bonus action.
We're gonna as my action, I'm gonna cast this, and he's waving his handle of the shovel handle around, And he's like, for those that can see it, there's little runes and things carved into it. And this time they actually, some of them glow faintly red as he aims his spell at the one that stopped laughing a second ago.
Oh,
Cast that at
Well,
her.
if the cops weren't coming before,
it is a 20-foot radius.
Yeah, he's cast it back towards the.
The wall.
I guess he's making sure that it's not hitting Serafina or the.
Yeah, I guess Serafina would be out of range if you were to aim it at the wall. She'd probably get singed though.
Is she? Yeah, she's on the other side of the wall.
No, she's on your side of the wall. This red line is the wall.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't.
Is this too confusing? By the way,
No, I see that she's there. I remember she landed on the ground. And if it was on the other side of the wall, I guess I wouldn't be hurting. But it does go around corners and stuff like that, and it is a sphere. So if I aimed it behind her, even though it's behind the wall, would it still hit her?
I mean, it would go like 10 feet up and then 10 feet down. So I suppose if you were to like hit it on the dumpster behind her, you're literally causing a dumpster fire. Excellent, let's do this. All right, dumpster fire. All right, she makes a dex saving throw. However, she has disadvantage because she's prone. She actually, one might say, almost aerially throws herself similarly to what Thalia did in the corner, except she's kind of prone doing so. And she actually ducks almost all of the effects of the fireball as this thing erupts over her. Rogues and their fucking evasion, man.
All right.
But yes, after your explosion, there's a brief pause of 2 or 3 seconds, and then you hear faintly in the distance a bell ringing. Thalia, are you doing anything with the rest of your bonus action movement, etc.?
Since she disadvantaged him that turn, she's actually probably going to cast pages. Hideous laughter on the one lady again.
Oh man, I hope she fails. She rolled 13.
Yay!
So she's now banging her head against the corner. Not enough to do damage, obviously, but yeah, she's just ruffling in the corner by herself. Her cloak still slightly singeing from the fireball. Seraphina, death saving throw. Two failures. Okay. Wisdom saving throw. She succeeds. She rolled a 16. So yeah, she momentarily laughs, banging her head against the corner, but she doesn't get to do anything this turn. It is now her master's turn. Her master,
has he put himself a little?
One might say he's on single-digit HP. I
should have aimed for his arm and at least blown off one of them, but too late now.
He gives a whistle, and he kicks off the bin to his left, to his right, and jumps onto the bin to his left. And then he turns and sees that his apprentice is down. And he's actually going to run towards her. So you get an attack of opportunity with your melee weapon, which I believe is just the improvised rifle butt swing, right?
Which I would assume it would be. So is it just basically like the truncheon? I'll just roll the truncheon.
It would be 1 damage plus your strength modifier.
Well, then I wouldn't do it because
You would still do
My
1
strength-
damage.
It would
okay,
still do
so
1
it would
damage
literally
regardless,
be 1
yeah.
damage. Won't matter.
Yeah, so you swing and a miss. And he runs across, leaps over Milo, like jumps over Milo. Milo, you get an attack of opportunity with your melee weapon, which I assume is just like a punch or a kick or something.
Whacks her with the club. Ooh.
Oh, wow. He's going to uncannily dodge that, which just saves his fucking ass. He's going to run over. How far was that? Good. All right. He's going to run over. And he's going to place a hand. Actually,
Punches her in the face.
no. Actually, never mind. Yes, he gets here. And then you see him reach up, pull down his cowl, his cowl down to his neckline. And for a moment, you're wondering, what the fuck? Why is he revealing his face? You know, obviously, this is some sort of like assassin thing where like you don't show the bottom portion of your face. But instead of like him pulling down his cowl, you see that he's actually reaching inside his neck, like around his neck, and he pulls out like bling. And then you see with his other hand, he reaches backwards and slashes the air. And you see like the air ripple behind him. And as he leaps backwards through this rippled tear, he is going to throw his bling on the ground between Obadiah and Thalia. And I am super sorry about this. But all of you need to make a dexterity saving throw. Seraphina, you automatically fail, so you just die.
Oh no!
You do have a cleric in the party who can raise dead, so who's not here. So DC is 15. So Thalia, you make it. You leap backwards off the barrel
Crate.
the crate and fall tumbling behind the barrel as a massive explosion just rocks the alleyway, sending masonry and bits and pieces of wood and brick flying in all directions. Milo, you nat 20 it, which is a good thing because it almost went off right beside you. However, I think it still knocks you unconscious depending on how I roll this. Seraphina just outright dies. Obadiah, you take... let me see.
I'm probably down.
It's 86, right?
I don't know. What are you doing?
It's a fireball.
No way I'm gonna be
I'm down.
conscious after that, even with dodging.
So yeah, you're both down but not dead. Thalia, I believe you're still up, yes?
Oh yeah.
What was that?
You're still up, yes, after taking 15 damage?
I should be.
Okay. And he, like, as I said, as he throws this thing, he jumps backwards through this ripple and just disappears. Yeah. Obadiah, death saving throw.
Where is it? 1 sec.
All right, 1 success. Milo, death saving throw.
1 second.
One success. Failure. It is now your turn.
Am I rolling what? Oh. No, so
You're not
he's
rolling
gone.
anything. It's your turn.
He's gone.
Yep. And she's stirring.
No, she's not.
Oh man. Oh, that looks low. She rolled a 3. So yeah, she's back. She's back laughing.
And then, can she does have, she never used the potions, I believe.
Have you been keeping track of your spell points, by the way?
I've only done, this would be the 3rd hideous laughter and 1,
Cloud of daggers.
yeah, 1 cloud of dagger.
Okay. Please keep track of your spell points.
Yeah, I was supposed to be doing it automatically and it's not been doing it, so I'll fix that in a minute.
I've never gotten that automatic thing to work, by the way.
Yeah. She has a healing potion. Can she go ahead and just throw that down Milo's throat?
It would take an action.
Okay, then that's what she'll do next turn then.
Okay.
She'll prep it and get everything ready, but she'll hop down and get next to Milo.
I'm sorry, Seraphina, but dead people don't get turns. Is that cruel? No, sorry. Never mind.
Welcome to the party. No one healed you.
I was busy trying to keep Miss Murdery butt person off me.
She is still laughing, so Obadiah, death saving throw.
1 nat 20. I want to shoot this woman in the face. That is not a nat 20.
1 failure, 1 success. Milo, death saving throw.
Didn't I get a healing potion? Or was that?
But you're getting that this turn. My turn.
Oh, okay.
Well, if he rolls a natural 20, he doesn't need it, right?
Right.
Correct.
But she wouldn't know that.
So 1 failure, 1 success.
Yeah.
Failure.
Well, failure, like I said, is throwing a potion down his throat. Does he have the hypo gun on him? Out?
Yes, I think he has a dagger in his right hand and the hyper gun in his left hand.
I think he has his spell focus in his one hand and the dagger in the other. That's probably on the ground though around him.
Yeah, the hyper gun's probably on the ground. Yeah.
Would it take another action to shoot?
Yeah, it does
Obi
take
with
an
it?
action to use.
Okay. Well, then she'll grab it. That's what the item manipulation is, grabbing it.
Yep.
And then she'll go over to Obi to get ready to shoot
so
him.
that you don't miss.
Yeah, and she just had a regular potion, so yeah.
That's fine.
Regular potion. This is for.
That was what I had on my thing. Is 2d4.
This is for
2.
Milo, yes.
Yes, 2d4 plus 2. He gets 8.
All right. Let's see if she can roll high. Hey, that's a high number, but it's not high enough.
We still
Hobie.
Let's see. Come on, nat 20. Nat 20, nat 20. Ooh.
Ooh. It's a good thing you didn't have
It's a
disadvantage.
success. But seeing that red show up, I'd have been dead too. And good luck carrying my large ass back to the ship.
All right, Milo, you are awake with 8 hit points. You feel like shit. You now know what it's like to be on the receiving end of your fireball.
So I see the one person's gone, or at least I don't see them. The other person's laughing. Seraphina, no chance. She's dead. There's no chance my AED will work on her.
No. She is dead. Like, she's currently not breathing.
I had to try. And I peek around the corner and I see Thalia and
She might also be
Obadiah.
slightly on fire, by the way.
I stomp on her to get the fire out.
Okay. I won't take that as your action.
No.
I mean, I knew you were into halflings, but I didn't know you were into necrophilia. Never mind.
No.
Some sort of weird BDSM.
I am going to cast the following.
Oh, excellent.
That's probably my turn.
Okay, excellent. Failure.
She looks at the hypo gun. She hasn't ever used this, but considering that the last shot Milo did was the grater.
There is only one vial left on there that looks to be filled.
She's going to take a chance and shoot Obi.
Alright, roll me 2d4 plus 2, Obi.
Okay.
And where are you shooting him?
In the butt.
Where there is the meat.
Standard issue. So yes, you wake up with a burning pain in your butt with a sharp jab, almost like you sat on a thumbtack.
I'm gonna grumble to myself about we should, should have brought the friggin' cleric with the shield and the. Okay.
All right. Come on, roll high. There we go. But that's the end of her turn. Damn it. Obadiah, you wake up.
Alright. I'm gonna, I guess, use half my movement just to get up. The rest of it to get here. I see her lying on the ground, correct?
Yep. And she was laughing a moment ago, but she's not laughing now.
Nothing but assassin rage. Weird question. Can I save both my shots for her to stand up?
You can.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
And I'll look down and see poor little semi-roasted halfling. But I'm still super angry.
All right, Milo.
I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna ask her to lay down on the ground, put her hands behind her back.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Okay. So she seems to be complying. She's already on the ground, but you see her reach her hands behind her back. Thalia, it's your turn.
Basically, he asked her to lay down and put her hands behind her back.
Yep, correct.
Well, then that is the end of that spell. The spell
No,
ends at that point.
No, it's already ended. She succeeded on her last saving throw.
No, I meant the suggestion. That spell ends when the subject finishes what it was asked to do.
Oh, you're right. It does.
But it keeps doing that, doesn't it?
So once again, then, hideous laughter. 6. That's way too many
Like
points.
the dumbest spell. Nope, this time she makes it.
Damn. I put too many spells for that, so that is actually... I got back 5, so this would be 20. There we go. Now my spell points are right. Oh well, she tried.
Alright, so on her turn, I'm actually going to be nice to you, Milo. She actually does still remain lying on the ground with her hands behind her back. But so here's how I describe this. So in the alleyway that you're in is dark, right? Because it's an alleyway. And I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen this before. I don't think you guys ever actually have. She lies on the ground with her hands behind her back. However, she kicks with her foot back over her head. So basically, she kicks with her foot forwards so that she's kind of doing a backwards roll. And as she does so, she seemingly sinks into the shadow of the wall. And
She was, she was kind of getting it. Would I be able to at least get one shot on her?
sure. Although she wasn't really technically getting up, but sure.
She was moving in a weird forward spidery.
She was back rolling, yeah. So you would have gone. In fact, you can take both your shots if you want.
You too.
Yeah, she's gonna uncannily dodge the. Actually, she's prone, so you missed the first one, but you hit it with the second one. And she's going to uncannily dodge the second one, which doesn't manage to kill her. In fact, I think it just bloodies her. Yeah, it puts her below half HP. So even with the uncanny dodge, it puts her at half HP. But yeah, she rolls backwards into the shadows, and for a moment you just lose sight of her in the shadows. And when you step forwards to search the shadows, she's just not there. It's just an empty corner.
I'll look around. I guess I'll pick up Seraphina and I guess start heading back towards our cleric.
You guys hear the sounds of the bells spreading. There's like a ding 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 ding, and there's voices out in the streets, like low murmurs, not really shouting per se, but just like concerned people having a conversation.
Yeah, so Thalia will grab Seraphina and say, Obi, just lead the way back to the ship.
Alright, well then I'll
Don't
carry
forget
her.
the satchel.
Yeah, good
I
point.
was just about to say that before you guys leave. He put that on the ground to go.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab the satchel, and while I'm doing it, I'm gonna put my mask back in my jacket.
Okay, and your Grizzle's Revenge back in your bag.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everything but her satchel is basically going in the bag. I'll carry it like a clutch.
All right, and I think that's where we'll leave it, and we'll pick it up next time with Arthur and the party because you're going to need him.
Yes, we will. Can he even cast it yet?
I think he does because you guys have third level spells, all right? Oh,
So,
third level is Revivify.
Yeah.
does he have the spell to basically put somebody in like a capsule, or it's to stop death? I don't remember what it is.
I think he does, but like gentle repose is what you're looking for. But
Yeah.
it's actually one of you who needs to cast it.
Don't look at me.
It has to be cast with what, like 24
Within a
hours?
minute.
Oh, within a minute? We don't have the spell.
Well, maybe there's a temple
Actually,
around
we
here.
have the book with us, so, crap.
Milo, you do have your level 1 spell, 1 to 3 spells for all classes. And I seem to recall saying that you could tear a page out of the book and use it as a scroll, but it'll remove it from the book.
Gentle repose. Is that
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Roll me a religion check. Excellent. So yeah, you tear the page out of the book, hastily mutter the incantations while placing, I believe it's like, like 2 copper pieces over her eyes.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Pinch of salt and then 1 copper piece placed on each of the corpse's eyes, which must remain there for the duration. And you hope that it worked. You felt your spell go off, but you're not precisely sure if it worked or not.
And just to make sure that the coppers stay on her, she basically ties a blindfold tightly around Seraphina's eyes to keep the coins there.
Okay.
Even if the spell or if they've completed casting the spell, just to be safe. Keep it there until we
All
get
right.
her to Arthur.
Excellent. Well, I'm super sorry about that, Seraphina, but assassins' jobs are to kill you.
She should know that herself.
We go out one time without the guy with plate armor on, and this is what happens.
We even
It's
stayed as a
actually-
group.
It's actually funny because You might think they're a bit of a dick for killing you, Seraphina, but they actually tried to warn you off. But you missed the thieves' cart with your failed perception roll.
Dang.
So it's just like it's a literal like I think that if we had an episode name for this episode, it would be Dumpster Fire.
Mhm.
I will make sure that that's the name for it.
Damn.
But they will both remember me, especially the little head guy.
I hope this session wasn't too harsh for you guys and you guys had fun nonetheless.
Oh yeah, it was tons of fun.
Yeah. I can't wait till I get my first explode him up against the wall. Cause that guy in the corner, point blank, with like.
By the way, he had 1 HP.
Oh wow.
Motherfucker. And he uncanny dodged fucking 30 damage at least.
Yep.
He probably uncanny dodged a shit ton of maybe his full health.
Yep.
Fucking hurt.
Yeah, definitely. Since he has 1 HP, he uncannily dodged like almost his entire HP worth of damage.
I thought uncanny dodge was like a once a day thing.
No, it's a reaction. He can burn his reaction to uncanny dodge one single source of damage.
Then.
Yeah, so assassin. I should have thrown another one. That way everyone would have died.
TPK.
Well, it's only a TPK if Arthur was here.
I think if Arthur was here, it would have been better because he would have done more healing, and he would have taken up a lot of damage just based off his AC.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, even if you're 17 AC, he missed you like 6 or 7 times.
Mm-hmm. Considering before he went shopping, it was a 15. I'm quite happy.
And I'll let you know of those times that he hit you. If you had 20 AC, like over 3/4 of them would have missed. They were all like 19s and 20s.
I don't try to be the tank, but for this group makeup, it was the best.
I think he hit 23 like once. That was it.
He would have just annoyed Arthur.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Is everyone available next week?
I should be.
You should be.
I am not. I'm out of town on business.
Right. Okay. All right. That's okay. Would you like us to just go ahead, or do you want to try and reschedule it for another
Well, that's
day?
cool. I mean, I can't. It depends on what's going on. I think I can listen in on my phone through Discord, but I just can't. I won't be able to get on Roll20 and whatnot. So if it's better for me to be out, not holding people up, that's one thing. But if it's just role playing, then I can participate.
Yeah.
Or even you could give one of us control of your sheet, and we'll roll whatever you want us to for you.
I mean, that might work. I could always, print out my stats just so I remember them and whatnot. And yeah, if we're getting into more battles, I can let you know. I'll just be at a sensory disadvantage because I won't be able to see the map and stuff like that.
Well, we can always take screenshots for you and put it on Discord for you.
Yeah, I can do it then. I'm just gonna be I'm gonna be out of
Should I
town.
leave this on?
I'll be in a hotel.
Should I leave this on a bitter cliffhanger?
No, we're good right here.
We're good right here.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
I'll
good
save
right
the
here.
cliffhanger for the beginning of next session then.
You mean the cliff beginning?
Cliff beginning, yeah. Straight off a cliff.
Right off the deep end.
Yeah.
All right.
And run Thursdays instead of Wednesday will be Thursday.
That should not be a problem.
I may potentially be having my days off changed at work, so I'll keep you guys posted on that.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'm gonna
Alright.
stop the recording right here then.